All right, the Padres take game one at Oracle Park in this series against the Giants. Dylan Cease, this is the guy the Padres need down this stretch run going into the postseason and hopefully in the postseason. If Dylan's going to pitch this well, and I know it was the Giants offense, it wasn't a postseason offense, but if he's going to pitch this well, then yeah, he can start in the wild card series. He can start game one or game two in this wild card series that it seems like the Padres are going to make. I know there's still time. Some Padres fans like to think of things glass half empty, but I feel really good still about this Padres team's chances. And it's another day off the calendar. And it was a successful day because the Padres get a win and then the D-backs lost. And so the Padres are tied for that first wild card spot with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The D-backs lost to the Brewers, and I believe they play 6 more times against the Brewers the rest of the way. So that could be in favor for the Padres, although the Padres, obviously, they have some tougher matchups as well, like the Astros, like the Dodgers, like the D-backs in that final week as well. So it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, how this shakes out. What is the Padres' position going to be? But yeah, 5-0 win tonight. Dylan Cease, I thought he was amazing with that slider. 6 innings, no earned runs, just a couple of walks, punched out 10 guys. Now, he got some help from the home plate umpire, Mark Wegner. My goodness. Did he have the over on the strikeouts or something? And he was consistent, but holy cow. That strike, it was a ball, like 2 balls off the plate to a lefty, and that ended up being called strikes. There was the high strike that he was giving to Dylan Cease. So, I mean, I believe it was a consistent strike zone all around. It wasn't just to Cease, but Cease got some help. He got his 1,000th strikeout on the help from the home plate umpire tonight. But even without the help, he was still pitching well. He was pounding that strike zone, as Tatis said in the post-game interview with Don and Mudd. That slider was nasty tonight. That was really working. He had a couple of innings where Don was able to say all down by way of the K, so that's obviously a great sign. And the Padres, they win another game where that ends up happening on the broadcast. I saw something on social media, I think it was this month or maybe last month. The Padres have an amazing record this season when Don and Mudd do the all down by way of the K thing, which usually it's because, right? Well, it is because a pitcher strikes out the side, and that's a good inning. And if you have multiple of those, especially like Dylan Cease tonight, you're probably in a pretty darn good spot. And yes, he was definitely in a good spot. There was not a lot of traffic, just 4 hits, 6 base runners, and the Padres didn't make the mistakes. The Giants made mistakes. Logan Webb, I mean, on that trickler to him, throws it away. That gave the Padres, I believe, their 4th run of the game. Tatis had the homer, which that ball was hit pretty darn well because there were a couple of balls the Padres hit tonight where I was like, oh, wow, that was hit well. Crony finally hit a ball, on the nose, and it ended up being a flyout. So things are just not going his way right now. He struck out, I think, a few times tonight, so that was not his best night. Jackson Merrill, though, 3-hit night. Luis Ariz had a 3-hit night. That I believe he has 3 hits in 4 of his last 5 games. So talk about the hit machine. He's not striking out. Again, no strikeouts. I don't think he's striking out all this month. There was a great article, by the way, on MLB.com, I think by Anthony Castrovins. Could be wrong on who wrote it, but it was just going through Luis Ariz and how short his swing is, getting the barrel to the ball with 2 strikes, how, yeah, he doesn't swing at the first pitch a lot, but he likes seeing what the pitcher is going to give him. And then after that, he attacks. Even if it's not in the strike zone, he still can make contact on pitches outside the strike zone. He just doesn't want to strike out. So put it in play. Good things can happen, as we saw tonight. But Nando, with the homer that he hit, I mean, he's sitting over like 300 in the past week. That's 3 consecutive games for him with a home run. So even when he's not 100%, because it doesn't seem like he's still 100%, he's probably like 90, 95. I think that was the latest update from the media that asked Fernando, like, what he would say, what percentage is he? But even when he's not, like, we know what he can give to this Padres team. That relay from Tatis to Crony, I don't know why Ramos was even being sent. But I got to give credit to Elias Diaz as well behind the plate. There were people on social media that were like, Campy wouldn't have caught that. That wouldn't have been an out if Campy was behind the plate. I believe that's happened this year where, yeah, that's gotten a little bit messed up. Just moving past that, really just give credit to Elias Diaz. I mean, it was a good job from Tatis getting it into Crony. It wasn't the best throw from Crony, but it was a quick transfer, and he got the ball to around the plate. He got the ball to Diaz in plenty of time. So it was fine there. And then Diaz getting the throw from Crony, reaching back to where he needed to, and he got down. He was already down, but he was down level with the runner, if that makes sense. Go watch the replay. It's not like he was standing and had to go reach. No, he got right there to make sure that he was going to get that out. So, we know Elias Diaz, or those that followed Elias Diaz, or they look up the numbers. We knew that he was a strong defensive catcher coming into the Padres, and I wanted to see him play. And I believe this was his first start. I think Don said that first start with the Padres at catcher. So, I just want to keep seeing that. Higgy, we know he's the starting catcher. He has earned that. But see Diaz, let's see him earn it. And if Cease is already comfortable with Elias Diaz, I think that's got to bode well for maybe some other pitchers on this roster. So I'm interested to see how often will Diaz catch here the rest of the way, and how Higgy is going to do, how that pair is going to do. Just overall, though, I thought it was an encouraging win. Crony with the diving play at second base that he made on that flip to Bogey at second. Good job from him. Really, overall, there wasn't a whole lot for me to be bummed out about. There was, I think Bogart's getting picked right after he had that double to make it 3-0 in the gap. He got picked, but it didn't end up, hurting the Padres. Merrill had a 3-hit day. Yeah, Crony, you could point to him going 0 for 5. That's frustrating. But he still hit the ball hard in that at bat that he lined out to left. He made some good. He had an impact even if he didn't get a hit offensively. So really, overall, I don't have a ton of negative things to say from this night tonight. Dylan Cease, that's the Dylan Cease we need. They got to Logan Webb early, and that was great. And then Scott, Adam, and Estrada didn't have to use Robert Suarez tonight. So overall, 2.5-hour game about. I think you got to be happy with this, especially with the D-backs losing. And so this is a good start to the Padres' final 15 games on the season. And we'll see what can happen the rest of the way.